So today we're going to be doing some plus tens to numbers using two-digit numbers. So if I start out by writing the number 45 and I want to add 10, I need to make sure that I realize that these numbers are two-digit numbers. Well, what does that mean? The number 45 has one digit here and another digit here. The digit here all the way on the right is what's known as the ones digit. These are usually numbers from 1 to 9. Over here I have what's called the tens digit. These are numbers from 11 to 99. If I went one more than 99, I would be at 100. So when I'm looking at adding plus 10 using our Math Concepts SRA curriculum, I realize that when I add 10, my ones column for 10 has a 0, and we all know that anything plus 0 is that other number. So following what I've always been taught by Mr. Mortensen for adding two-digit to three-digit numbers, I always want to start on the right side because I want to be right. 5 plus 0 is 5. Then I move over. 4 plus 1 is 5. I want to use this concept to just add 10. When I'm just adding 10, the number here is 5, the number here is 0. The place value for ones didn't change. It stayed 5 because this place value for 1 is 0. Anything plus 0 is the other number. But if I look at the tens column for both numbers, I have a 4 in this tens column and a 1 in this tens column. 4 plus 1 equals 5. So I've gone up 10. If I count it out from 45 to 55, I would see that I have 10 numbers in between. But what if I see this problem a different way? If I see 45 plus 10 like this, there's two things I can do. I could rewrite the problem top down so it's easier for me to understand, or I can use the concept that I just learned about the place values for the ones place and the tens place and say to myself, okay, this 0 is in the ones place, this 5 is in the ones place because they're both on the right side. There's no decimal here, so I know it's a whole number. And remember, I always say start from the right because you want to be right. 0 plus 5 is 5. 1 plus 4 is 5. I could do it that way too. Now don't worry, we're going to do a couple more problems and then I'm going to give you a worksheet to work on some problems of your own. Let's say I have the number 27 and I want to add 10. Well, I just follow those rules again. I start from the right because I want to be right and realize that conceptually I'm just adding a 10 to the tens column. 7 plus 0 is 7. 2 plus 1 is 3. What if I see it the other way? 27 plus 10, same thing. I'm not changing anything, I'm just adding a 10. So it's all about looking at the digits place. 0 in the ones digit here means that there's 0 ones. 7 over here means that there's 7 ones. 0 plus 7 is 7. Here I move over. I have a 1 in my tens place, so I have 1 10. Over here I have a 2 in my tens place, so I have 2 tens. So I'm really adding 10 plus 20, but I'm just using the two numbers in the digits place, 1 plus 2, which equals 37. Either way, if I write it this way or this way, I still get 37 because I'm not changing anything, I'm just looking at the digits place. It works for all numbers, even if I got larger numbers. But let's do another tens digit one just to be safe. Let's say I have 58. I'm just going to add 10. And let's say I see it both ways. Remember, we're just looking at the place value. The place value here is 10. There's a 0 in the ones. So if you have a number that's 0, you don't add anything to it. 8, 5 plus 1 is 6. Same thing down here. 0 plus 8 is 8. 1 plus 5 is 6. I get 68. But Mr. Mortensen, what happens if I add another 0 to my place value? Well, then you change the whole entire number. Let's say I added a 1 here. If that's the ones digit and that's the tens digit, what do you think this digit is? You're right, it's the hundreds digit. Now in this number, I have a number in my tens digit and I have a number in my ones digit. I would have 4 tens and 5 ones to go with my 100. But if I wrote the number 100, I just have 100. I don't have any tens because there's the number 0. I don't have any ones because there's the number 0 there. So if I took a number and I said to myself, here I have the number 353, or 353 I should say, and I'm adding 100. I don't have any ones to add, so this has to be this, because there's no ones here for that place value. There's 3 ones here, so that means I have 3 for my answer. I look at this column and I have 5 tens, but I don't have any tens here, so 5 plus 0 has to be 5. Now if I come to my hundreds place, I have 3 hundreds up here and I have 100 down here. That means I have a total of 453. As we move on in our lessons, we're going to get into the hundreds, but for right now we're focusing on just the tens. One last problem. If I have 73 and I add 10, it's the same as me saying it this way. You could see it either way. Either way, there's nothing wrong. I look here and I see I have 3 ones. I have 0 ones here. So 3 plus 0 is 3. Here I have 7 tens. Plus 1 10 means I have 8 tens. So my answer is 83. Same thing here. 0 and 3, 1 and 7. You have a sheet now that you're going to be working on plus tens to numbers. Enjoy!